Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Greetings and salutations to the Pound Hour and to everybody around the world. Left, right, up and down, all around. That's us. We're over here in L Town, actually. He's in K Town, so right, not very far away.
Just across the river, it's Thursday, February 4th, 2021.
I think it's legal to say that there's no longer any dates actual. I mean, they just kind of ramble on and on to each other because of the pandemic. When the pandemic's over, I heard that we're allowed to start actually putting dates on days again.
I think that's a good idea. I feel like the morning DJ. We got this one coming up from Huey Lewis in the news in about 20 minutes. But first, I'm going to ramble nonstop.
Yes, well, I like that microphone. That's my favorite microphone, actually. That's a good looking microphone. You know?
Yeah, we might use it in the variety show if it picks up well.
Well, right now it's gonna pick up really well because you're so close to it. So
yeah. Well, and if she was singing, she'd probably be right here. You see those torch singers? They're always right there on the mic.
Absolutely. Now we need a longer stand for that. I don't know if
I got it.
Oh, sweet, Caroline. Bum bum bum. So, by the way, folks, just in case you don't know, sometimes Brian and I like to do our little movie critiques on things. And right now, we just got done finishing the movie. Well, not right now, but recently we just finished. The last movie was North by Northwest, and it was. What did you think, Brian?
Oh, I loved it. It's a classic for a reason. Cary Grant and Eva Marie Saint. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and the plot thickens, and it's a great. I actually highly enjoyed that movie. I think that's probably. I mean, they say it's on like Metacritic and Rotten Apples like 94, 99% for a reason. It's just a great movie, you know. And I thought about it afterwards, and there's some scenes. I would say there was no CGI back then, right? So the pictures when you see a plane actually coming on to Cary Grant, it probably is a real plane coming on to Cary Grant. He's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Well, I won't talk about what happens, but I'll tell you. I mean, mind you, we are allowed legally to talk about movies after they're 50 years old, right? There's no spoiler.
Yeah, something like that.
There's no spoiler alert to that point.
No, it's in public domain probably by now.
It is, but I had to pay for it last night, so
yeah,
which is no big deal. But because it's worth it. I mean, that movie literally is worth renting and watching. And I think that other movies have spawned from that. I know they have, because it's like even some of the James Bond type movies you see later on, it's like, oh, this was done this way, and this, the way that the way you hear things in the movie, one guy will say one thing and you realize it's going to be a foreshadowing of some sort, such as the point where the guy says, I thought you'd be taller, because then later on there's a part where he goes to try on the guy's clothes, and the guy's clothes do not fit whatsoever because they're shorter, and then it's like it all adds up to the final thing there.
Yeah, it's a classic wrong man.
Oh,
movie.
Totally.
Yeah. I liked it. It had some really good twists. I won't say what it was, but there was a twist with the gun at the end. We won't get into that, but that was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I highly suggest somebody watching it if you have not seen. And I know these ones are old, and so I always just don't think about them. I mean, I feel I should, because it's classics. It's just I'm used to watching all the new stuff now. Yeah. I want to watch stuff that comes out, not anything outdated, yada yada. But so I do start watching these. If they've got Oscars and stuff, I've decided that I'm going to spend the valuable time of watching TV. I'm going to spend that time learning the greats. So whether it be The Godfather or Vertigo or Citizen Kane, I've watched those recently, and I highly enjoyed them. I mean, those are. I've seen Godfather, of course, years and years ago,
Oh yeah.
but today, I mean, after watching a North by Northwest, it makes me want to watch more Hitchcock. I remember the Hitchcock shows, Alfred Hitchcock's Presents, years and years ago. But, which, by the way, I do like the cameo that he likes to throw out there.
Yeah, he's in every movie, I believe. Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. Yeah, it
Very
was
small.
just great setups, great suspense, great twists,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
great love scenes. They're tasteful but very sexy. It was
Yes.
good
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Absolutely. There's no nudity, but it's definitely a good love scene, and it's a good. Actually, it's a good date movie.
Oh
You know,
yeah, it's
I think that'd
funny.
be. Yeah, it's funny. I think that'd be a great date movie. I think that the. I don't know. Let's go over that for a second. Date movies. Number one. What would be your number one date movie?
I was going to say Field of Dreams, but a lot of women don't like that. But it does have an incredible story beyond the baseball, so it's kind of a love story about baseball. But I'm trying to think of a good date movie. I went to the Omen 2 with a gal in high school, and she had to
You
grab
know
it.
what I did? I went with the gal here last year to go see. Oh, good God! What knew that movie? It's a horror movie that came out last year, and it was one of the last movies it seems like that I could go watch in the theaters. But it was Midsummer's Midsummer. Yeah, Midsummer, not Midsummer, but Midsummer. And
Oh, okay.
it was insane, and it was creepy, and it was gross, and it was actually a pretty good horror movie for horror movies go, but I didn't realize it would be that bad. It was just it was weird.
Well,
Either way,
the
the best
Omen
part
2,
about that,
the Omen 2 was a great date movie because it was scary, and the girl had to hold
yeah,
on to me the whole time.
that's it right there. They,
I didn't
they
even
crawl
think
up in
of
your
that.
lap, and you're like, you know, because it's kind of a creepy movie.
Oh
Most
yeah,
movies nowadays, most horror movies, I think, are lost in graphics and trying to portray actual blood, gore, and I
yeah.
think that's a horrible. They lose it. They lose so much with that. It's like they were able to do more suspense, you know, then that'd be great. But when all these movies nowadays are just shoot 'em up, bang bang. Like I think in John Wick, I did watch a John Wick with somebody before. Maybe I'm not sure who that was, but um, with John Wick, I think there was 245 deaths in that movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it was not a horror movie, and it was what it was supposed to be, and they did a great job. But John Wick is John Wick, and that's all I got to say about that. But it was pretty good, actually, pretty cool.
Well, Stars Born, the original, or not the original, but the one in the 70s, I took a gal to that. That's a romantic movie. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I like Stars Born. I thought that was good. I think that True Romance is a good movie. Is a great movie. It's one of the most romantic movies, and people don't think that it's even romantic, but it's actually True Romance is a romantic movie, and I would say not four Christmases. What am I saying? Is a European type movie. They played it in Christmas time, of course, and it's a great movie. And it is Love Actually. That's a great movie too. Love Actually.
Yeah, that one. And then there's one with Julia Roberts, My Best Friend's Wedding. That'd be a good date.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. I did go on a date with that one before too. That was a great one. Yeah, I would say that was a great movie. But as far as other date movies currently, I can't think of what would be a great date movie. Yeah. But North by Northwest, if you're staying home during this pandemic and not going to the theaters, it's definitely a one to rent. I would say on a scale from 9 to 10, 1 to 10, I would say it's a 10, honestly.
Oh yeah. Well, it's up there. It's one of the classics of all time. So yeah, and Hitchcock, you can see the great work he does. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I would say also I'd say A Wonderful Life is a good date movie. But I'm not sure. I think that Citizen Kane, not a date movie, really. I don't think.
That's more for if you're a film buff. If you go on a date with a film buff, she would like it. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of a film buff movie. One of the
yeah.
best things about North by Northwest was, I won't give it away, but there was a transition at the end from action to romance at the very end that just was great.
Oh yeah, yeah,
great.
yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was really good. And that was able to end the movie kind of quickly. We'd gone through all that, and then now we know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
good.
And dun 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 dun. Yeah, and so yeah, no, great movie. I look forward to seeing, which I know I've seen before. Okay, but I want to watch Vertigo next, possibly.
Yeah.
The Hitchcock stuff. Vertigo will be good.
Rear Window.
Rear Window. Well, I'm gonna watch them all now because that one really got me going on the Hitchcock stuff. I think. Because,
yeah.
I mean, I used to watch the show, but it wasn't quite as elaborate as these movies are. They are. Wow. He takes his time. I mean, nowadays in movies, they don't take time to do jack squat, to tell a story. It's like a joke nowadays. Every TV show you watch is just joke, answer, joke, answer, joke, answer, There's no lead up to anything, so.
Even the opening where it's a bustling city scene and he's with his assistant, he's giving her, he's dictating a letter, and it's just incredible. That scene just sets everything up of who the guy is.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And in the movie, I will tell you, I was very jealous of him, and not so much the pretty girls or whatever. That's not the problem. It was having the personal secretary that I need so badly. I needed for, oh, good God, I have no idea, a long time. But you work so hard and you work so many hours doing something, and you need to have that person walking around with you at all times going. And that's why it seems like maybe some of the relationships I've had in my life actually are the person I work directly with. My partner in crime type of stuff,
Yeah.
My almost my personal secretary or something, because we help each other type of thing, all things we're involved in. But apparently, I'm not really, because I'm partially retired now. I'm not really having that person, and it's really, I'd pay somebody, but I'm not that rich.
Well, he was respectful to her too. They had a relationship, but then we never saw her again.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that she didn't get drawn back into the picture, actually.
Yeah.
I also thought that his mother would be drawn back into the picture. I thought they might be try to kill her or something,
Yeah, that's what I liked. He didn't do the classic move there. He
didn't.
Cliche. We got the mother hostage. He didn't do that.
Yeah, and I thought he might. And it was just, everything was respectful. It was like it was very surreal for the time, actually.
Yeah.
But he got a kick out of it. Cary Grant, which honestly is I can see why him and I have so much in common. He's tall, dark, and handsome. I'm short, light, and fat. And ugly? No, short, fat, and ugly. There you go. I'm just kidding, but it's kind of funny. I'm not tall, dark, and handsome. I'm short, light, and ugly.
But you could see why he's a movie star. It was beyond the looks too, though. The way he dressed, it was just great. His charisma.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I'm sorry, I messed my hat today. It's kind of something's going on with it, but no, definitely he definitely has the charisma. He definitely has the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. It's funny, there's a parallel between him and Bruce Willis, though, because even though it's a different era, it's that wisecracking. They both wisecracking when they're going to get killed or threaten to get killed. A lot of jokes. He did a lot of good jokes, and his lines to the woman were amazing. That was just incredible.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that and I would say Bruce Willis got a lot of that from him. Actually, you're right. The way that he does the wisecrack.
Martin Landau was the main henchman, and he hardly ever talked. He did it all with his eyes. I mean, the guy was
Yeah, Martin Landau definitely did a lot with his eyes. He was just
Gee.
kind of just and he did historically, I think, for years. It's kind of like he got jobs because of his cool eyes, you know.
Yeah, and he only said very few words, but it was like it was intense when he did, and he was great in the Mission Impossible TV show.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. Well, so that's our movie trivia for the movie.
Here's one interesting little fact. Eva Marie Saint, the star of the movie, the female star, she's still alive, 96 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know Clark Gable is not, unfortunately.
No, Cary
But
Grant.
then again, in the movie, which of course is kind of funny. I mean, there's like a 30-year difference but remember in that movie when you see the scenes, Clark Gable is doing a lot of his own.
Cary Grant.
Cary Grant. I'm sorry, I keep saying I mix those two up. So Cary Grant is doing a lot of his own action pictures and stuff, and he is 55 at the time, and that's apparently, those guys back then could do that. I guess they're.
Well, I think he was amazing because a lot of guys were by 55 they were done. This guy was climbing these rock walls, and he was doing a lot of it. Not all of it, maybe, but he was doing some.
Yeah, on the ledges and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can give it away and he was at Mount Rushmore. We can tell him that. If you haven't seen it by now, you got to see it.
Yeah, it's been waiting for you to be watched for 50 years. So now is the time. It's in your house right now. It is there at your on. I think I had to watch it from HBO Max, or I had to rent it directly from Xfinity or wherever it is, whoever has it on my thing. But it's there for you to watch. It's been waiting for you for 50 years. Watch that movie. Actually, do you know what year it came out, Brian?
Yeah, 1959, the same year I came out. So there you go. 61 years old, 62 this year. So
it's been waiting for you to watch for 60 years.
I was happy to see that. Anytime something's on the year you were born, you get kind of excited, So
you're
73. You got some good movies that came out your year.
I don't know of any that came out in my year, my birthday. I think like Billy Jack came out like around that time.
He might have been a little earlier, but around then. And then there was Deliverance in 72, and then
Deliverance is, I'm glad it's 1 year away from me, not on my year, because
how about The Heartbreak Kid with Charles Grodin and Sybil Shepherd? She was a megastar for a while at that time. You would have liked that movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I think I've seen The Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
that's
original
pretty funny too.
Yeah, the original somewhat similar. It's a little moves a little slower. It's not as gross.
I was gonna say I can't show everything that showed in the Ben Stiller one because that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I have to look at that. 1973 is my birthday, so
look it up.
If you're all out there and you have anything from 1973, go ahead and send it my way. Post box offices, our address is right below us. I'm kidding. There's nothing below us. It's just space down here, and we're gonna learn how to do that, folks. We're gonna have to post things in here for you guys, so we can, if you have any questions for us or emails or whatever, we can do that. You can ask us, send us, text us, something sometime. But right now, by the way, hang on 1 second. I've got someone at the door, so we need to pause this for 1 moment, Brian.
Okay,
or go on by yourself. You go ahead and take over for a minute.
Keep going here. I'm going to show the people a little light change. As you can see, I got a little bit of a shadow when I lean in here. So I try to figure this out so I don't have to lean in. The mic's right here. See, it's dark. I'm going to change one light. All right, I'm back. Got to just move the shadows around, but didn't like that. If I want a 5 o'clock shadow, I will earn it. 1973 saw a lot of good movies come onto the scene, and I got a list right here. 1973 in film. Let's check it out. Okay, they're going highest grossing was The Exorcist. Now that was groundbreaking at the time. The Exorcist. The Sting, classic movie. American Graffiti, hard to beat that one. Papillon, The Way We Were, Magnum Force, Robin Hood, Live and Let Die, Walking Tall, and Serpico. Those were the top 10 grossing movies of 1973. So it's always fun to look up the year you were born and what was going on then. What songs, what artists, what movies. 73, Elton John was very prominent. Well, he might be gone for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to leave this thing. I'm just going to stop recording. And we'll be back right after this. We have returned.
Like I said, folks, it's a great movie. Watch your Vertigo. I'm kidding. North by Northwest.
Well,
North by Northwest from Alfred Hitchcock.
I listed the top 10 movies, grossing movies of 1973. Serpico was on there. The Sting, The Way We Were.
The Sting. The Sting is a great movie. I love that one. I love The Champ.
Oh, yeah.
I think The Champ was about the same time. That was little Ricky Schroeder. Little Ricky Schroeder. And he, I wish he did more. I don't know if he probably does do more. I just don't pay attention to it. But
well, he did Little Lord Fauntleroy when he was really young in England.
The last movie that I recall him watching, him being in, was Pool Hall Junkies, which I don't know if you saw that, but that's a great one. He's a pool shark on there. It was good.
I've seen a lot of clips from that movie. It's on YouTube all over. If you start looking at one clip of one movie, it'll bring you all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I had about 6 of them from Pool Hall Junkies.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It really is. It's actually, I bought that movie for my best friend who is a pool hall junkie.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. One of my best friends.
Oh, yeah. He's more than that, though. He's really into boxing, too. Old boxing.
Oh, yeah. That's what my good friend Luke, he is, spends hours upon hours playing pool. It's just one of the things you get addicted to, I think, and it's a good thing. I mean,
oh, yeah.
It's not a bad recreation. I think that, I don't know which was more expensive for somebody, golf or pool, but either way, it's something you can do for the rest of your life.
One of my favorite Luke stories is we were at a comedy show and I was the host, and then at the casino, and then the guy came on after me and he was going through the crowd, and he went to each person, was trying to make fun of them, getting them laughing and goofing, and he walked up to Luke and said, "Move it along." But he said it in such a calm, almost Clint Eastwood way. The guy looked at him and moved it along.
Luke said it?
Yeah, Luke goes, "Move it along." You know what I mean? It was great.
Yeah.
He was asking silly questions to people, and I saw it coming. I go, "This ain't gonna work." And he went to the third guy was Luke, and he goes, "Move it along," and it was awesome. The guy made a joke about it and moved it along. It was great.
Well, that's actually pretty funny. Yeah, certain people you can joke with on certain things, and you can joke with Luke, dude. Absolutely. Actually, he's a very funny guy.
Well, you could tell he wasn't in the mood. The guy was silly, and he wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, well, you have to know Luke to be in the mood. He won't. He does not do well with people just that he doesn't know to go out and try to pull a joke on him.
Yeah.
He more like to just to punch you.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't punch, but I mean,
no, but I crossed the line one time, and I changed my line of questioning at that point. He's a really good guy. He's almost a childhood friend. He's
actually one of my best friends since I was 3rd grade, I think it was.
Yeah. For me, he was childhood friends with my nephew. So I saw him when he was like 16, and then I didn't see him again until I met you, and then it's like, yeah, your best friend's Luke. I go, wow, okay, small world.
Yeah, right. No, No, you know what? It's funny because we all have these storylines and who we are, who we become. And that's why I thought I would get into psychology. And I did get into psychology. I just did not get my degree in it because I love to learn about somebody, learn their story, figure out where they came from. Everybody has a past. Everybody has a future, and how they react towards situation is often because of it's always because of their past. Actually, you know, you can't go. All of a sudden, somebody breaks in your house and you don't do anything. You kill them, or you just give away all your stuff to them. It depends on what your past history and where you grew up. If I grew up in the projects, I'm more apt to just beat the hell out of them with my own bare hands, you know?
Yeah.
If I grew up in the Richie Rich mucky area, I'm more apt to shoot them when somebody pulls in that, you know, because if you don't have that physical, you're more afraid, I think, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just if a girl calls me out, it's okay because I'm not gonna go do something wrong. I'm not gonna kill myself because it's my first time. No, it's because I've had years and years of training of people pulling shit on me or trying to not liking me. You know, it's like, oh, not gonna hurt me, not gonna hurt my feelings no more. You know.
Oh yeah.
We all like you grew up on a creek. You know, you're used to not on a creek, but in a
Pretty
creek
much.
area. Yeah. So you have no problem if somebody threw you out in the woods and said, "Hey, you know, get your ass home or figure your way home." You'd be able to do that. You know.
Yeah, I always felt like I'm never lost in the woods because I stay calm because I grew up in the woods. I've been around people that got really scared in the woods, and I'm like,
yes, they do.
Down.
Yep, they really do. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trained in the woods, but growing up, I did play in the woods a lot, you know, and so I know there's certain things to do. If you're in the woods, you follow the creek bed all the way down if need be, right? Because it goes to a bigger river, to a city, to a whatever. You don't pull the Blair Witch Project card and just keep going in circles around and around and around, because that witch is a bitch and you can't let that get to you. You can't let yourself die in the forest. I mean, if you keep going downhill far enough, you will find some water somewhere, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, in the creek I grew up, if you followed it, you ended up at the freeway. So there you are.
Yeah, well, there you go, you know? I watched a interesting video the other day of a drunken person, apparently either high on drugs or drunken, and this is in Russia, where they stumbled over some streets, and then next you know they landed up and fell right in the icy water, and a person jogging by about a couple minutes later, a woman's jogging by far away, actually noticed him in the water and then had to go get help and stuff. But it's like, you can get lost in the city if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
This person had no idea what they were doing. They just fell right in the water.
Wow.
Yeah. But ambulances and cops and police, they were able to drag him out of the water and save him. Supposedly, I didn't see him breathing afterwards, but I think he was. They shouldn't be showing the video if he wasn't, because that's just horrific, you know.
Well, I've been lost in the city, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, what city's that?
LA, when you're driving around, you have no idea where you are suddenly. And it sometimes got scary. There were some areas where they didn't want you there.
Yeah, well, I can agree with that. I myself, I mean, I haven't been lost in the city in particular, but I did go to San Fran, and at San Francisco, your highway is up here, and the city and all everything living is below you a little bit. You know what I mean? And the little where the houses are and stuff. So it threw me off a loop quite a bit. I was kind of like, you know, as a fisherman's warfare, or not warfare, fisherman's wharf down below. So you can kind of see it from the highway, and all of a sudden 100 feet down is where you're actually at. So it's like living in a different city, you know. I think of those modern day movies such as The Fifth Element, where they're way up high in the sky and like buildings on top of buildings and roads on top of roads, you know, thousands of feet up with the roads going by. And I think they even had flying cars in that movie, but
I think so.
yeah, but either way, you know what I'm talking about. These roads are super high, thousands of stories high. You know, that reminds me of a good story of I'm not going to go on to this tangent, but Seattle had the first, because I'm from Seattle and Longview here in Portland, Longview, Seattle, the Northwest area. Seattle had the first indoor mall, and that was started. If you watch the, if you go get to watch the Seattle Underground tours, they will explain to you that the shops were low and on the first street there, Main Street, and then as the roads went up, they had to pipe in their plumbing. Their toilets would actually rain downhill, so they'd have to have the next shop up a little higher and a little higher and a little higher, and then pretty soon they figured out Northwest it rains all the freaking time, so they just closed it off so people could do all their shopping and stuff on these shops down below, and they made the first underground mall, or not underground mall, but covered mall.
Now, which mall was that?
The Northwest
South
Mall.
Center.
No,
I
it
don't
was
know all the malls. South Center's a mall, and North.
no, it was actually just the first. It was not there wasn't a name called the mall. I don't think it was just
Oh,
they considered it the first covered mall because
wow.
there was stores below ground and all, you know, you didn't have to go outside to go shopping. You could shop all inside.
Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of cool. And actually, that's a really good little tour if you get to do that, the underground tour.
One mall that used to be pretty darn big, pretty good, was the Tacoma Mall. That had a really good heyday in the 70s and 80s.
Actually, I had to work there for a little bit, and it's not, well, let's say when I worked there, it was the 90s, and it was kind of NWA type of atmosphere,
Yeah.
a little bit. And I only mean that, I don't mean any racist in regards to that, but it was just kind of it was very, you know, there's a lot of tension in the air.
Yeah.
From that time of, you know, I think Rodney King and so forth, you know, and there was a lot of, so it was, yeah, actually, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Rodney King was 92, I do believe, right?
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, so that's why it seemed like that whole era, you know, when you're dealing with you're trying to work in retail in certain areas like that, in malls, kids like to hang out there, and next thing you know, you start getting a couple shootings, and it's like, wow, okay, we can't have any more shootings in this thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go to work there anymore. So I worked at the Bon Marché at South End Mall, and Tacoma Mall, or Kits Cameras. I don't remember. I managed the Kits Cameras for a while there. I've done photography for years. This is not my photo back here. I stole that directly from a place that will steal a lot of your money, and that is Home Goods. I can't remember, but they're not going to steal your money. They're just going to, you're going to go there and you're going to go, oh my gosh, they have some cool stuff to decorate your house in. Not that that's really cool, but it's just something for my walls. I've got paintings all over here and pictures, and I just don't, I just enjoyed that one. I'm actually enjoying mixed tiles right now. I take my pictures, my favorite photos of my friends and family, and I'll put them on a mixed tile. So
Yeah.
I gotta start doing that. Go ahead, Brian. Sorry, I'm just rambling.
I changed the light a little bit, but I went a little overexposed. But that's okay.
It was a bright idea. At first, it was a bright idea.
Well, my ring light went down today, so I got to work on that. I got another one coming.
Hey, do me a favor. Back up a little bit and talk. Right there. Talk.
Right here, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you right there. So talk a little more.
Right here, okay.
Yeah. So I would like you to sing this Star Spangled Banner right there.
Oh, say, can you see?
Back it up.
By the dawn's early light.
Can you go outside? Back it up.
Well, I actually feel like
I'm just kidding.
I think I'm unpatriotic singing that song because I'm so bad at it. I feel,
You're a Russian. You're a Russian asset at this point.
yeah, I feel like it was almost treason for me to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Well, I can't do it anymore either. I used to sing that song. I used to sing a few different songs, and my voice no longer has that ability to carry a tune. I'm not quite certain, but maybe you need two hands to carry a tune because my other hand is not working that well, as you know, and I need to work out today. I'll go out to the punching bag here in a little bit when I'm done here and punch it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, you'll get the voice back though. You just have to practice. So
And that's what we're doing here, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to us now, be kind because we are just practicing, trying to learn how to talk back in public and to have a presence. We've both done this for a long time, oddly enough, doing different things, being a kind of a little videos and skits and scats and being the host of different events. And right now, we can't be a host of anything, so we have to make our own little event. And we're gonna do that for you guys. But you do me a favor, and if you want, you're welcome to. I hate to say this because everybody says it. Smash that like button and subscribe.
Right? Like and subscribe. You got to say it, otherwise.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't work. You know. And see right there's the LB hour. That means like and Beskike right there.
Yeah.
Like and Beskike the hour. LB means pound, by the way, just in case nobody knows, the pound hour. So that's what we are doing today. We're gonna and when we consider pounding it out, it may sound bad, but it's just Rochambeau. So we'll get to that eventually. I'm not anywhere near being ready.
Also, in a negotiation, you pound out the details. You know, even writing.
You pound out. Yeah, and I want to pound your knuckles, my knuckles in your face. If you don't listen up, people. So
yeah, pounding the keys is writing. So there you go. It's all about that. It's not about
pound that like button. Bam.
Yeah.
And the pound the subscribe button. Boom. And we'll get there. It'll be the pound hour, and we don't even do a full hour most of the time. We just kind of do skits here in little bits. Actually, we do about an hour, but then we cut it up because I have to get up and walk every few minutes, and we have to do certain things. It's just what we got to do, and we make it happen. So we're gonna do that. So hey, I have another question for you. By the way, go back to questions. We've been talking about a lot of movies and stuff, but what about your music genre appreciation? So when I say music genre,
I like them all. I like everything. I like country. I like rap. I like rock.
I like them small. I like them tall.
Yes.
I like them all. Yeah.
I like
okay. Well,
jazz, blues. Yes.
I'd like to ask you though. This is for your kids' sake. Someday they're gonna want to know this. So music genres, and it doesn't have to be exact dates, but music genres. I want your favorite 50s song.
I'm not sure if it was 50s, but I like Splish Splash. I was taking a bath.
I'll take that. That's
Darin.
right. Yeah, that's a good one. I think that my favorite, what kind of pop music is that? That's bubblegum.
Yeah, but back then that was the main pop. You know that.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Every Day, because that always gives me a little inspiration. I don't know why.
What song is that?
Every Day by not Bobby Darin, but Every Day it's getting faster.
Oh yeah.
Who sang that song? Every Day by.
Is it Buddy Holly?
Was it Buddy Holly? Yeah, it is Buddy Holly. Yep. Buddy Holly. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Buddy Holly. And then that's a great one though. I love those songs. So Every Day by Buddy Holly, Splish Splash by
Bobby Darin.
Bobby Darin. Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. All right. You know, it's funny. Nobody talks about porn like that one. You know, that's like I was naked in the tub, and you know, that had to actually throw people's mind off back in the day because it was so, you know, it's so outlandish. Being in the tub, people come in your house. But actually, I'm sure it happened more often back then. People, you're pouring in hot water and coming from the well. Okay, so let's go to your 60s. Your favorite 60s song?
Oh, For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. It's in every war movie, every Vietnam movie. You know, it's the one where there's 100 people, thousands of people in the street holding hands, carrying signs, said "Hooray for our time." Stop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called, For What It's Worth.
Yeah, that's a great song. That's why they had For What It's Worth records in Portland back in the day.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I know that I know the song, but I
Yeah.
never knew the name of that song. So, and my '60s favorite, if I was to have pick a '60s favorite, I'm gonna go with and maybe '70s actually. I'm not quite certain, but I'm gonna go with "Spirit in the Sky."
Oh yeah.
Is that '60s?
That
It's the
might be
same genre.
71 though.
Well, it's okay. Same genre though. You know, it's
Yeah, in that era.
yeah.
That was a
So
great,
because that's
great.
my dad's favorite song, and I've got a kudos to my daddy there for teaching us that song. And every time we hear it, I guarantee my family thinks of him. It's like, you understand.
And do you know who sings that?
Spirit of Sky is by Norman Rockwell. I'm kidding, but Norman
Not red, but
Blue.
not
Norman
blue.
Blue. Norman Green. Greenbaum. There you go.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Norman Greenbaum. That's right. Norman Greenbaum. What an interesting name. I mean,
Yeah. And he kept the name. A lot of people would have changed their name if they're Norman Greenbaum want to be a rock star.
now I'm gonna pause it one more second. We talked about names not yesterday, but the other night about a cool one on TV. What was that guy's name that I was thinking of? It was like a. You remember? We talked about a really cool name.
Not offhand, which show was it?
I don't know. It wasn't. It wasn't North by Northwest, was it? I don't know, but the guy's name was as a once. Oh no, he's an actor. The actor from Doctor Strange,
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, and he has everybody that he meets. You know, apparently they have to practice saying his name, Benedict Cumberbatch. Somebody, I can't say it. Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict
Yeah.
Cumberbatch.
It's a great warm up for them. It's amazing.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes, it is because it's a lot of syllables in that. Benedict Cumberbatch.
And
Yeah.
he's a dancer too. We were
Oh,
watching.
he is.
Yeah,
He's
the guy's
multi-talented.
Yeah.
I was impressed with him. I didn't know much about him, and then we watched the show about him yesterday or the other day. And Benedict Cumberbatch is quite impressive.
Yeah. He makes fun of himself too.
He does. He does. He's great. Okay, so your favorite '70s song, '70s genre.
Oh, I Just Want to Be Your Everything by the late, great Andy Gibb. I remember the first time I heard it, I was in my car. My mom was driving, and I was with somebody else in the car. I can't remember who. And I heard that song. I said, this is the best song ever. But then another one was better later. But at that time, yeah. Remember that? I Just Want to Be Your Everything for so long. For so long. You and me been finding each other for so long.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of do. Kind of. You're trying to think about it. It's ringing a bell right now.
Yeah.
Bells are hard to come by in my head. Huh?
He got really big suddenly, and then the Bee Gees got Saturday Night Fever, and the whole family was kicking butt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite song, which it's got to be '70s, would be Dreamweaver
Oh yeah,
by who sings Dreamweaver? I didn't know.
Gary Wright.
Gary Wright. Yeah, actually, you know what? Gary Wright does a couple different songs that I enjoy. I think
Yeah.
he's got. Does he do Small People?
No, he does. My Heart Is on Fire. My Soul's Like a Wheel That's Turning. Love Is Alive, they call it.
But
You
I
know.
think there's another song of Gary Wright's that I really.
He has those two for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I'm gonna go back to it and find it. We'll talk about it next time because I know there's a Gary Wright song that I really enjoy besides Dreamweaver. And Dreamweaver is always great because it's got the unique musical notes and the chimes. I think
Yeah.
it does that whole little bridge in there. Okay, so let's go from the '70s to the '80s. Do you have a favorite '80s song?
I got a lot of 80s songs. Let me think here.
But do you have one again? If it was to make you think about the '80s, what's that one song that'll draw you back? Make it go fly back in your brain to the '80s back.
Well, believe it or not, I got a Whitney Houston, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? It's a real powerful, sad, but beautiful song.
Well, I never that song. Where do broken hearts go? I don't know why we try to sing these songs. It's slaughtering it for the artists. Where do broken hearts go? And poor Whitney's gone, so we can't much talk about her. But beautiful girl, just got a little distorted in life. And
Yeah, sad.
Well, my favorite 80s song, which is definitely an 80s song, Modern English, I'll Melt with You.
Oh yeah, great song.
That always brings me to like maybe my first or second love of my life. Not even the person, but just the feeling,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'll melt with you. And it makes
Well,
me want to dance too.
another favorite from '80s is "Bust a Move," Young MC.
Oh yeah.
That's a great one.
There's a lot of the, yeah, unfortunately, he was kind of a one-hit wonder, but other than that, it was good,
Yeah.
Just bust a move. That's when the music was coming out really well as far as the rap just started coming out. I mean, I had a friend of mine who was feeding me tapes that would come. He wasn't a rap fan, but he had relatives on the East Coast and in California, and they'd give him these tapes of bands that you couldn't get anywhere else yet, So I was getting like NWA and I'm trying to think here who else was back in the day. You have these Too Short, you have
Oh yeah.
NWA, you have Dougie Fresh, and these are all nasty rhymes, nursery rhymes and stuff from everybody. And then you start getting like a Two Live Crew. It should be called Two Live Crude because it's disgusting. But I knew every word of every song they ever sang. So, you know what I mean? It was one of those things as a teenaging growing boy, we did not have a lot of we didn't understand there had to be respect in certain things. It was just it was just modern day poems and rhymes that you pick up and stick in your head, and I really appreciated at the time, like late 80s was and early 80s actually around, but besides Run DMC, I would say the Beastie Boys.
I was gonna say them too. That I was working at a school, and all the kids were just so into that song, "Fight for Your Right to Party." I mean,
right.
They centered a whole event around it, and that was the song that the main
really
song. Yeah, they were a big fundraiser, and they played that song several times and danced. And
this is at the school.
Yeah, I was at this alternative school I taught at. The kids, they loved it.
It must have been an alternative to have that kind of playing that song. I mean, it was all about fighting against the man, your parents, and growing up. It was and everybody wanted to party, and that was a great song. Yeah, I actually
healthy rebellion though. Those kids were so young. They're like 12. They weren't really thinking about rebelling for real, but they like to be able to sing it.
Well, even that. I mean, a healthy rebellion is singing back and saying, "Hey, I need help, not help, but you're going through struggles at that time in your life, and you're in your teenage years, Jiminy Crickets. You need to ask people, and I wish more people would ask questions."
Yeah.
I mean, because I know that if people are listening out there, I know that it only happened to you and you alone. But honestly, it's happened to all of us. So why do you have to be alone? Let's find the common denominator. I guarantee you that I have done something that you have done, or I have somebody in my family that has happened to them, or you know what I mean? We all have that stage in life when we're struggling. When I was a teenager, oh my gosh, I got in so much trouble. I spent my 6th, 7th grade, both grades, and maybe most of my 8th grade, and 6th, 7th, 8th grade in ISS or OSS. And so it was like the whole middle school was spent. I had teachers who wouldn't have me in their class. They just refused to because I was such a pain. I wasn't like I apparently like to talk. And so now you see why I'm here. I'm still in detention from 7th grade. From 7th grade, yeah. So that's why I'm here now talking.
Well, nowadays, I wish they could have done this in the old days when you had a kid that talked too much. Just send him to the other room, have him do his podcast.
Right, there you go.
See you in an hour.
I think that people, we just didn't understand kids don't know how to learn, and the teachers don't know how to learn from the kids. They don't know how to often break down their barriers. I mean, every kid has problems, you know, and every teacher does too. I mean, everybody does, but I mean, those kids, they want to learn, they just don't know how. They don't know that, you know, people care about them, and maybe they learn a different way. I mean,
Yeah.
right now, those schools that you were teaching at, those were great. They have been proven through history that they have gone. You don't throw a kid just because a kid can't climb a tree. You don't call him a fish. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with that fish theory though, which is just because a fish can't climb a tree, you don't call him stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we had 12 kids in the class. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. You know, 12 kids, that's perfect. I think, you know, that size.
Yeah.
But
Only 3 of them wanted to hit me the whole
right,
time I
well,
was there. And that was early on. I'd meet a kid and he didn't like me. And then within a week, we're like, close.
because you actually bond with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have ability. You, Brian, have an ability to bond with kids pretty well. I like that. You know,
Well,
I mean,
the main thing was I wasn't going to let them drive me away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If they want to,
Yep.
they don't believe me. They go, this guy's just like everybody else. So I just didn't let them do it.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of
fun.
how that's how I how I am with people in general. Actually, it's kind of funny. You put up defenses, and not you, but every person puts up defenses, and I'm like, wait a second, why are they doing this? They obviously need some attention or need some help in certain areas for us to be. Everybody needs help. How can I help them? Type of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know, it's like just recently, I would actually. I wonder if I can find this real quick here, but I recently got a text from because the whole political area, the whole political climate that we're in right now.
Oh,
Um,
are we in a political climate? Are people talking about politics
you
on
know,
a
I think
daily
that
basis? People are actually discussing politics all the time. That's crazy.
I don't think they're talking. I think they're throwing it at each other.
Well, they go to
But
name calling too fast. I saw some this morning and I said, dude, you could have, I didn't say it, but he could have gone slower, not gone right to the name calling. Maybe ask the guy to clarify. But they want to say ass hat and douchebag, so they get to that too quick. I think you should set it up. Question their response, give them a rebuttal, and then start the name calling. We need to.
yeah, exactly. No, I hate name calling
Yeah.
and you know, I watched Mike Lindell, which I hate to say names even people on, but Mike Lindell from the My Pillow guy. He
Yes.
recently was in the middle of an interview. In that interview, the guys got up and I mean the guys giving him the interview got up and left because he just sat there and rambled his message, trying to, you know, just blast out his Trump things or whatever he has.
Well, and they've been sued. That station's been sued by Dominion. So he wanted to talk more about Dominion, and every time you talk about him, you have a chance of getting sued. So yeah, the guy got up and left because he was
Yeah,
there to talk about something else. It was actually interesting, which was the cancel culture. It would have been a good interview.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. It should have been. It would have been. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys pay millions of dollars to be on TV, and these news reporters and stuff. They have him on there. He could have said anything, but what he did was he wasted his time. I think that there's a reason why he's no longer being sold in Fred Meyer's and wherever else. It's like UVC or QVC or something like that. I mean, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
took him out of Twitter and a lot of different things here. I think that what
Well,
I was going
maybe
to say was
maybe he'll have time to actually make a good pillow, because I've never heard anything good about that pillow. Nobody's ever told me they got it and they liked it. I've had about 5 or 6 people say it's not any good.
yeah.
So get a
Well,
good pillow.
yeah, get a good my good pillow. There you go, actually. But no, I was going to try and say
Here's his prototype for his pillow, a rock. Just kidding.
no, but this gal here a while back talking to her, that's a friend of
A
mine.
is for Knowles.
Right, yes, it
That's
is.
why a friend of mine made this for you, but I'm going to keep it.
Oh, whatever. Jeez. No, I've got my K's. I don't need more than 3. Ha ha ha. I'm just kidding. That's horrible. But no, this gal the other night was talking to a friend of mine, but she said she asked me if she scared me off because of her political views, and I'm like,
Ah,
no. It just makes me. Besides, unless she's because she's not crazy and she's not posting crazy stuff and making things, but making comments in regards to the presidency. So she's not even doing that, but she has a valid. I mean, whether you're conservative or if you're liberal, and I think that you both have valid points. I just refuse to bind myself to anything that's going to,
yeah.
I'll be wrong with later on, because everybody's wrong sometime. And if you are putting on there saying, hey, I am a true blue Republican or red Republican or Democrat, just know that you're going to be wrong sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, everybody gets wrong.
I get turned
Everybody
off
gets wrong.
I get turned off by people calling themselves patriots, because patriot and visionary are two things that you shouldn't call yourself. You let others call you that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You say, I'm
a
a,
genius. Never call yourself a genius, but if somebody says it to you, go ahead and enjoy it.
and you the evil little genius.
Well, I think people say the term too much, but there's been a couple times that people have said it to me about old shows I did. And I know I'm not a genius, but just hearing them think that, to them, I was.
Right. Well, yeah, at the time it was
Yeah.
right. Nothing's timeless for the most part. Benny Hill and some of your skits are timeless. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Hill's
play something.
timeless.
Maybe you can play one of your skits on here sometime in your older
Yeah.
stuff.
Benny Hill, in my mind, is a genius.
Oh, he was a genius. That guy is, and he was the first guy to put nudity on TV for me. No, I'm kidding. He is the funniest guy in the world. He's constant. Just go, 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 go. And he worked like a ton of hours a week.
Oh yeah.
From what I heard.
He watched a lot of TV. And when he died, he was watching TV. That's what he did. He was like an old guy who did comedy and then would sit back and relax and just watch TV.
The best part about Benny Hill, by the way, not best part, but he did the motion pic. He did like what do you call it? Time lapse photos and
yeah.
What's that called? Yeah, motion, whatever. You do all that stuff, get it running fast. I don't recall them doing much of that before.
He did that, slap that guy in the head. That was a big thing, slapping that guy in the head. I thought the best thing he did was like he would be standing there and it looks like he's taking a pee in public, and then it pulls back and he's got a garden hose.
Yeah.
Or he'd have 2 melons and you think it's the woman's breast. It was just incredible.
I know, right? That he moved. Yeah, it was very sleight of a hand type of photos. What's that called? Not sleight of hand, but
kind of diversion.
Yeah, diversion photos.
He also had cool songs. He wrote these funny songs. The guy was.
Oh, he did. He was great. Hey, by the way, did you see my sweatshirt? By the way, this is a cool one. I got this
right. What it says.
Right when my dad passed away. It says, Knowles. Let's see here. The Knowles legend. I don't know. Oh, an endless legend. So that was done right when my dad passed away. I got the sweatshirt. Yeah. So. Did
they contact you? Because I get contacted by the Calhoun shirts once in a while. I thought about getting another one. I had one years ago. It was Calhoun's Pub in Ireland.
Well, I'll tell you,
that's cool.
Right. They may have. I don't remember because I think actually I don't remember because this is right after I had my stroke. I was in the hospital. Yeah. So all of a sudden, it's like boom, just showed up. I'm like, oh, great.
Well, they probably will later. Later in the day, you'll be on Facebook. They'll be sending you T-shirt, sweatshirt ads.
All right.
Yeah, just to show you.
Yeah. Well, I get stuff all the time nowadays because my last name's Knowles. It's like, I don't want Knowles China, but Knowles actually has a big name. Actually, back in the day, it was kind of, I think of Knowles China and Knowles. Now it's like there's not that many Knowles out there besides Beyonce, which is interesting because we have yet to meet. I'm waiting for you to come to the Christmas party, Beyonce. You turkey, you stay away from us like we're not family or something. I don't know. It's like, geez. Oh, by the way, so we didn't get to the 90s. Your favorite 90s song?
Oh,
90s genre.
90s song. I'm going to go with Jesus Jones, Right Here, Right Now.
Yeah.
Watching the world wake up from history. We're kind of doing it again. We're waking up from history.
Yep. Well, you just made me change my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna do I think a Pearl Jam song, but I'm gonna change that to "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson, which I think was in the 90s.
Okay. I think
Isn't
it
it?
was. Well, he did. It might have been 80s. He did Black and White in the 90s. That was a great song. That's a great video.
Google what year is "Man in the Mirror." Either way, it's the genre, and it was 1988. Well, I think so. Hang on. Yeah, so 1988.
Close. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll be back 30 seconds. Take it away.
30 seconds. Okay, so what is your favorite song of the 80s or the 90s or the 70s? Let me know, because tell us, write down in the subscription there or in the little box below. I want your 50s favorite song, which also I have two of them, not just the Everyday by Bobby Darin. I also liked Stand By Me by Ben E. King. Ben E. King, not Benny King. And then also the 60s song. What was your favorite 60s song? And 70s song? Let us know. Write down in the description down below there. Give us a little message. Tell us what your favorite songs are. And Jesus Jones and Man in the Mirror. So like I said, Man in the Mirror was 1988. So, but it's still the same genre. I will go with, I will go keep it in date though and go, I will say Black from Pearl Jam. It was probably my favorite song at the time.
When did Ice Ice? What about Ice Ice Baby? That's one of the greats.
It is
too
it
silly.
is. It's not. It doesn't melt my heart.
Well, I saw him in concert at the Puyallup Fair, and he was pretty darn good.
Well, he was actually pretty talented. Rob, what's his name? Rob
Winkleman.
Winkle.
Winkle something.
Winkler.
I think it's either Winkleman or I don't know.
I think Rob Winkler.
Yeah.
Winkle something. I'm not sure, but either way, Rob he was a talented guy, but he goofed up, And if nobody knows how he goofed up, by playing the song "Ice Ice Baby," and he used an excerpt of "Under Pressure" by Queen and David Bowie.
Yeah, and then he tried
which, by the way, is probably one of my favorite 70s songs as well. "Under Pressure" is a phenomenal song.
And when he explained the difference between his and theirs, he did the same exact thing. He didn't even.
It was stupid. It was dumb. It was.
He kind of.
Mine was dun 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 dun,
yeah.
And theirs was dun 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 dun. It was funny. He used their music.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It cost him a lot more money. If he had paid the money.
It certainly did. But he did have talent in that. In that realm, so he should go back to it. Maybe.
I'm sure he still does stuff, and he'll be able to do reunion shows and come back all the time.
Whenever he gets off prison, I'm sure. I think he's a.
Oh no, he works now.
He's a construction guy, I do believe, or something.
Yeah.
And builds homes, which is really cool that he's multi-talented like that.
Yeah.
I know the shows. I've seen him on shows like Celebrity Deathmatch or some odd thing. It's kind of whatever. Speaking of which, we are going to next one. I keep talking about it. We're gonna play some Celebrity Deathmatch on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works out. And I don't think we'll get in trouble for that. I don't know. But we're almost done.
I think you can play clips as long as you're not monetized trying to make money off the show.
Gotcha.
We're about ready to wrap it up though. We're at 10:07.
I know, but we took a few minutes off of there.
Yeah, a little bit.
So while we did that real quick, your favorite 2000s song.
2000s. I'm not sure which one, but Lady Gaga, when she emerged on the scene. I thought Poker Face was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think that Rockefeller Skank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one. And I, you know, top of my head, I can't remember who played that song. Sang that song, Rockefeller Skank. Rockefeller Skank is from. Oh God,
Is that the Funk Soul Brother?
Funk Soul
That's
Brothers?
a good one. I heard that at Skate World when my kids were little. I said, now that's a song. Check it out now. Funk
Yeah.
Soul Brother.
Fat Boy Slim. Fat Boy Slim. That's
Fat
who it
Boy
was.
Slim.
Yeah, they did a lot of the mixing and stuff in that. That was great. Check it out now. And then what your most modern? So you say 2010 plus in the last 10 years.
Gee, oh, believe it or not, Cake by the Ocean. Cake
No
by
idea.
the Ocean by it might be Weekend or one of those bands. It's a modern band. Cake by the Ocean. Check it out.
You know, I'm also very impressed with. At first, I have a hard time kind of whenever, even in life, I think in general, you try to tell me something, try to change something. I have this authority thing that I say, no, you know, I basically, I don't know, I fought the law and the law one type thing. I've got this authority thing, but complex, but that's why I try to listen and learn. But The Weeknd, I didn't appreciate it at first. I thought he was a one-time wonder. No, he's pretty talented.
Yeah, actually, the band is DNCE. Remember that Dance with the DNCE? That was the band. I think Nick Jonas was somehow involved too. I don't know.
I don't know, but Post Malone, you know,
Mhm.
because of his tattoos alone, I've had problems with things in the past with people
Yeah.
with facial tattoos, and so I kind of, you know, you have this in the back of your mind, you have this little you're set off saying, nope, I'm not going to listen to him that well. He's multi-talented, man. That guy can sing like a freaking bird. He is
Oh, yeah.
good. He is good. But I think that my favorite song right now, currently playing on the radio today, is Bang, which is I don't know who sings that song, but it's a good one. So Bang is the song. Look it up. It's pretty good. I go up, I go down, I go left, I go around. Anyway, so that's it for right now, folks. We're gonna call it a day, and we're gonna pound it out. So if you could pound with us, take your fist. If we go, it's easy. Brian, don't do it yet. I'm gonna show them. It's just Rochambeau. So whatever you do there, this one right here is paper, scissors, right? Or rock.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna Rochambeau. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You got me. Because
Yeah.
rock beats scissors, and I have a time set delay, and he knows what I've got ahead of time, so he cheats.
Well, we're about even.
I know we are.
About
We
even.
are. Yeah, I would say so. Pretty good.
We're going to sign off here.
Absolutely. To all, have a good night or good day, or what time is it in this internet world?
10:11.